Hi guys, welcome to episode 2 of the Safe Hands podcast. Today we're going to be talking everything Safe Hands. I'm Rebecca Smith, Managing Director, and I've got 2 other members of the Safe Hands fam with me today. I've got Alys.
Hi.
And Magda.
Hi everyone.
Now, I could introduce you, but I'm definitely not going to do it justice. So, Alys, do you want to explain a little bit about your role in Safe Hands, what it is that you do?
Yeah, of course. So I'm Alys. I am the department head of Safe Hands. So I look after these lovely nurses and deal with the day-to-day runnings of the business. My background is that I'm a cardiothoracic nurse and I worked in a specialist hospital in London for 5 years before moving over.
Now you're with the lovely Safe Hands team. Okay, Mags.
Yes, so my name's Magda. I'm one of the registered nurses at Safe Hands, and I've been with Safe Hands now for just over a year, which has been amazing, and I do a predominant amount of the first aid courses, and I'm involved in everything else Safe Hands also.
I feel like if anyone's got the voice for a podcast,
Definitely
Magda has the voice for a podcast. Literally the most soothing voice in the world. Okay, so Alys, you mentioned that you head up the department and you look after the day-to-day running of the business. Tell us what that looks like. What does that look like on a day-to-day, weekly basis? What is it that Safe Hands do?
So predominantly we're a first aid training centre. So we provide trainings for schools, nurseries, as well as companies, as well as individuals, anybody and everybody who needs it. But given our background in nursing, we have other service offerings where we provide health screenings for companies as well as schools. And also we do free first aid and family safeguarding workshops in schools and nurseries to raise awareness of the importance of first aid.
Yeah, so it's almost, we cover the full spectrum, right? From really preventative stuff. So first aid you only ever use in an emergency to the preventative stuff that's designed to help stop that emergency from happening, right? Those major health events, heart attacks, strokes.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. Mags, you said you've just celebrated your year anniversary with Safe Hands. Congratulations.
Yes.
Congratulations. Tell us a little bit about your background before that. What did you study and sort of how has that helped you in your role now? How does that complement your role now at Safe Hands?
Yeah, so my background prior to joining Safe Hands, so I was living in Australia and I was working as a registered nurse in the intensive care unit. So going through all of my education to become a nurse, everything that we're learning through first aid, all of those conditions, I've thoroughly learned all of that and also seen it day to day in people's lives, how it's affected them, and also lots of people coming into hospital, especially in intensive care. You can see they have had some sort of treatment prior to coming to hospital. So seeing the real life effects of people intervening in those emergency situations, just in that real life situation.
That's awesome. And I think it's probably important to note for everyone who's listening that all of the instructors of Safe Hands are qualified nurses. It's one of the USPs at the company, isn't it? It's something that we've stood by for years since we established the business. How does that help us, do you think? How does that compare to the rest of the market? Alys, I'm going to ask you that question.
I think it's very important. It's not something that we see in the market, and we know this as trainers. To become a trainer here in the UAE, it simply takes a 4-day course. The first in which you do the first aid training session, and the other 3, then you simply learn how to present. Now, for us, as we can probably all agree, that isn't enough to be able to teach these things. As Magda just said, the only way I see I can teach these skills is by knowing exactly why we do them, how important they are, what it means when we act in these emergency scenarios.
So it's being able to take that knowledge that you gained through your studies and your experience in those clinical settings and apply it to your teachings.
Yeah, absolutely. So we understand it in that degree level, clinical level, but it's also seeing the real life stories behind it. My most recent was I met a gentleman who was in his 50s, working man, and collapsed during work, and a policewoman saved his life by using CPR. And very, very emotional, very happy to be alive. It was as if he had a second chance at life. So to see that and to be a part of that and to see how thankful he was that someone was there in that moment to save his life was amazing. So if I can pass that on to other people, then that's me doing my job.
Yeah, it's awesome because I don't imagine because my background is
You know,
nursing. It's
yeah,
been a long time
exactly
since I was in a clinical setting, but I get it. My background's pediatric nursing, although that was a long time ago for me. But I understand that you go into nursing and pursue that as a career because you want to help people.
We're
You
all
don't go in it
nice.
for the
Yeah.
money, right?
We
You
all
don't
have
go
that
in it
background.
for the leisurely working hours.
Yeah.
You do it because you want to help people. So it sounds like you guys have got an opportunity to still do that, but in a different way, which is awesome. I always found that when I was training, you get that buzz still, i.e. being able to help people, but it's indirectly.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that then. Have you ever heard of the people that you teach having actually implemented the skills in an emergency, and what were the results of that?
So recently on one of my first aid courses, I did have someone that works in a dance studio who is a recurring customer. So she'd come to refresh her first aid skills because she deals with children. And she had said a year ago, I think it was, that she was in Dubai Mall and a child was having a seizure. So she went across because she knew what to do.
Yeah.
So she was able to help in that situation until the medical services were able to come in that situation.
So she was actually able to take the knowledge that you'd given her, apply it in that emergency, and help until the ambulance arrived. Alys, have you had any stories?
Yeah,
of any
unfortunately, more often than you'd hope to hear, in the sense that people who have come to our workshops or certified training sessions who've had to deal with their little ones choking. It's an incident that does commonly happen, but is easily resolved if you have the first aid skills. So I've had many a situation where people have known what to do, but others who have come to our training sessions off the back of having that terrifying moment of not knowing what to do, and followed by coming onto the training session.
So you've seen it both ways around.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
It's unfortunate, isn't it? Because it's a skill that people know they should have, but they don't have the urgency to go and get trained automatically, right?
Exactly.
How do you combat that issue?
I think a lot of what we've already said, in the sense of we're just passionate and we care so much about it, that we can just simply relay that when we speak to people. We have enough experience, we have enough stories to be able to back what we say. It's not something that's difficult, but as you said, it's getting people to realise the urgency of doing it today rather than in a month's time.
Yeah, you mentioned the workshops as well, and I think that's worth noting also, that you run sessions in the community free of charge to be able to give people the basic skills, right?
Yeah.
So that's a tool to be able to add lots of value, demonstrate your skill set, but I imagine it also prompts people to come on to the training, right?
Yeah,
a lot
so
of the
usually
time.
from that, a lot of the time, that just really emphasise the awareness through our workshops. And then depending on where we are, a lot of the time we run our sessions in those communities at a convenient time for those parents, and also split across different days as well, just to make it as convenient as possible for them to be able to attend, because we understand being parents for people, they've got very busy schedules, but it's really important to get these first aid skills.
We're
Awesome.
everywhere in the community.
Everywhere.
Safe hands.
We've got a huge
Saving lives
client.
everywhere.
It's just saving lives left, right and centre. What a great job to have.
It's not bad.
Okay, we'll end it on that note then. What's your favourite thing about working for Safe Hands?
You guys.
What you said.
And just
that's
the
cute.
wonderful people that we meet throughout the training sessions and the workshops. But yeah, the lovely team that's behind Safe Hands.
That's nice, Max.
Yeah,
What
I
do
would
you
definitely,
reckon?
not just to steal your idea, but definitely the team is the main thing that I just love working with these guys every single day, and just the diversity of the job. Just being able to go around and meet new people and just empowering people with these skills to feel comfortable and confident to act in any emergency situation, and understanding that impact on people's lives is just an amazing thing.
It's an amazing thing, and we have
And
a
yours?
really amazing team. Yeah, it's been awesome chatting to you. I think it's given people a good understanding of what we do and how we do it. And yes, stay tuned for the next episode 3.
Stay tuned. Thanks.
Thanks.